Hello everyone, today I am here dealing with the chapter Surface Chemistry. So this chapter comes under the branch Physical Chemistry. This chapter consists of totally 6 marks for your final examination. So now coming to the surface. So what is surface? Surface is nothing but the topmost layer of anything. For example, if you take the water in a beaker, the upper layer is called surface. The upper layer is called surface. Now coming to the definition of surface chemistry. So what is surface chemistry? It is a branch of chemistry that deals with the study of phenomenon occurring at the surface or interface. So what is surface chemistry? It is a branch of chemistry. That deals with the study of phenomena occurring at the surface. Phenomena occurring at the surface or interface. For example, the phenomena like corrosion, heterogeneous catalysis, electrode process, surface tension, etc. These are surface phenomena. In all these phenomena, the reaction has to be taken place only at the surface. If you consider an iron rod, so this is iron rod. When it is exposed to air, you can see that one layer will be deposited on the surface of the iron rod. If you just remove this layer, the inner surface will still iron. It won't affect. The only particles are deposited on the surface of the iron rod. So these particles are called rust. So this is called surface chemistry because the reaction has to be, that means rust has to be taken place only on the surface of the iron rod, and the reaction has not taken place inside the rod. So this is surface chemistry. What is surface chemistry? It is a branch of chemistry that deals with the phenomenon occurring at the surface or interface. Whenever there is a two-bulk medium, for example, solid is the bulk medium here and gas is the bulk medium here. So there is a boundary between the two bulk medium. So this imaginary boundary or line is called interface or surface. What is interface or surface? It is an imaginary boundary. That separates two bulk phases. So this imaginary boundary can never exist between gas and gas, because gases are homogeneous in nature and they are completely visible with each other. So they can never make a boundary between them. So this imaginary boundary can exist between solid bulk medium, solid liquid bulk medium and solid gas bulk medium. So here this line indicates the interface or surface. So interface or surface is represented by putting a slash between two bulk medium. So what is interface or surface? It is an imaginary boundary or line that separates two bulk phases are called interface or surface. So interface or surfaces exist between solid bulk medium, solid liquid bulk medium and solid gas bulk medium. But this interface or imaginary line cannot exist between gas and gases because gas and gas molecules are homogeneous in nature and are completely visible with each other and can never make a boundary between them. So in this chapter we shall discuss three important topics. They are adsorption, catalysis and colloids. Next we will move on to the next topic, that is adsorption. So what is adsorption? So adsorption is a process of accumulation of molecular species at the surface rather than in the bulk of the solid or liquid. So what is adsorption? It is a process of accumulation of molecular species at the surface, rather than bulk of solid or liquid. So that is, molecules are accumulate only at the surface. For example, so this is the chalk. When you dip this chalk in ink, you can observe that the ink particles are accumulated only at the surface. Once if I break this chalk into two pieces, the inner surface of the chalk is still white in color. So which shows that particles are accumulated only at the ink particles are accumulated only at the surface. So this is called adsorption. Another one example is, now I am writing on the board by using this chalk. Whatever I am writing on the board, whether it will be go inside the board or it will be there only on the surface. So it there only on the surface. So it is also an example for adsorption. Another examples are water droplets on leaf. So here also water droplets are accumulated on the surface of the leaf. And one more example is a water droplet accumulated on the surface of plastic. So these are our examples for adsorption. Adsorption, the process of accumulation of molecular species at the surface rather than at the bulk of the solid or liquid, is called adsorption. So in adsorption there are two terminologies. One is adsorbate and another one is adsorbent. So adsorbate means the substance which concentrate or accumulate at the surface is called adsorbate. Next one is adsorbent. So adsorbent means the substance which provide a large surface area. Large surface area for adsorption. Are called adsorbent. For example, so this is iron rod. When it is exposed to air, one layer will be deposited. So this layer is called rust. This layer is called rust. This is iron. So the rust particle which concentrate or accumulate on the surface of iron is called, this rust is called adsorbate. And this solid iron is called adsorbent. So adsorbent means the substance which provide a large surface area for adsorption. Another one example is, so this duster. The dust particles are accumulated on the surface of this solid duster. So this dust particles are called adsorbate and this solid duster is called adsorbent. Another examples are water on leaf. Water on leaf. Water particles or water droplets on leaf. So this water droplets are called adsorbate. This water droplets are called adsorbate. And this leaf is called adsorbent. Adsorbent. Another example is water droplet on plastic paper. So water droplets are called adsorbate and the plastic paper is called adsorbent. Some more example of adsorptions are, take a glass container, closed glass container containing gases like oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, sulfur dioxide, etc. So this container, closed container contains gases like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen, etc. So to this add some powdered charcoal. So this is powdered charcoal. This is gases. So this charcoal acts as a good adsorbent. So these gases are adsorbed on the surface of the charcoal. Therefore, pressure inside the container decreases. So here the gas molecule acts as adsorbate and the powdered charcoal acts as adsorbent. So take a closed glass container containing gases like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, etc. To this add some powdered charcoal. You observe that the pressure inside the container decreases because these gas molecules are adsorbed on the surface of the powdered charcoal. So here these gas molecules act as adsorbate and the powdered charcoal act as adsorbent. So one more example is, take a beaker containing aqueous solution of sugar. Aqueous solution of sugar which has yellowish brown color. To this add some animal charcoal and stir well. The solution become colorless. Because this coloring matter are adsorbed on the surface of the animal charcoal. The coloring matter of the sugar solution are adsorbed on the surface of the animal charcoal. Here animal charcoal act as adsorbent. Here animal charcoal act as adsorbent and the coloring matter act as adsorbate. So this is also example for adsorption. Take a closed container containing moist air. To this add some silica gel. So silica gel acts as a good adsorbent. It absorbs moisture present in the closed container. So add silica gel to this container. So this silica gel absorbs moisture on the surface. So this silica gel acts as a good adsorbent. You might have seen this silica gel in new bag, leather bag or shoes, because in order to absorb the moisture if it is present in new bag or shoes. This is also an example for adsorption. Next, we will move on to the next concept, absorption. So, what is absorption? When a molecule of a substance distribute uniformly throughout the body of other substance is called absorption. It means accumulation of molecular species throughout the body of the material is called absorption. For example, take a sponge and dip in water. So, water molecules are equally distributed throughout the sponge. And another examples are, if you take a cotton and dipped in water, so water molecules are also equally distributed throughout the cotton. Next, coming to the differences between adsorption and absorption. Adsorption and absorption. Adsorption, absorption. So, what is adsorption? Accumulation of molecular species. Accumulation of molecular species at the surface. Molecular species at the surface is called adsorption. What is absorption? Accumulation of molecular species throughout the body for a material. So adsorption is a surface phenomena. Adsorption is a surface phenomena. And absorption is a bulk phenomena. Absorption is a bulk phenomena. So in adsorption, concentration is more at the surface rather than in the bulk. So concentration is not same with bulk and surface. So concentration is more at the surface than in the bulk in adsorption. So in absorption, concentration is same throughout the body. For example, jamun. Next, the rate of adsorption is increases in the beginning and then decreases. Here, rate of adsorption increases in the beginning and then decreases Here, the rate of absorption remains same throughout the process. Rate of absorption is same throughout the process. These are some important differences between adsorption and absorption. So in adsorption, the accumulation of molecular species takes place only at the surface. In absorption, the molecular species accumulate throughout the material of the body. The next difference is adsorption is a surface phenomena because reaction has to be taken place only on the surface. In absorption, it is a bulk phenomena. Next one difference is in adsorption, the concentration is not same with the bulk and the surface. So here concentration is more at the surface rather than in the bulk. But in absorption, concentration is same throughout the body. For example, sponge. if we dip the sponge in water, the water molecule will be distribute equally in all the direction. So next one is the rate of adsorption is increases in the beginning and then decreases. But in absorption, rate of absorption is same throughout the body, throughout the process. Coming to the desorption. Next concept, desorption. So desorption means process of removal of adsorbed substance from the surface of the adsorbent. So desorption means process of removal of adsorbed substance, adsorbed substance from the surface of the adsorbent, adsorbent. It means process of removal of adsorbed substance from the adsorbent. For example, take a closed container containing gases. So here gases like hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur dioxide, etc. are present. So if you add charcoal, powdered charcoal. So assume this is the charcoal. So this charcoal absorbs gases on their surface. So this is adsorption. You want to remove these gases, you just heat the charcoal. So this gas molecules will escape. So this is called desorption. Desorption means process of removal of adsorbed substance from the surface of the adsorbent is called a desorption. Next one is sorption. Sorption means both adsorption and absorption. Both adsorption and absorption takes place simultaneously. Absorption takes place simultaneously. This is called sorption. For example, so this is the chalk. When you dip this chalk in ink, so the outer surface of the chalk is blue in color. Because ink particles are adsorbed on the surface of the chalk. If you cut the chalk in two pieces, the inner surface of the chalk is still white in color. If you touch the inner surface, it becomes wet because the water particles are enter into the surface. Because ink solution is made up of dye particle and water solvent. So the dye particle get absorbed on the surface of the chalk and the water particle enter into the surface. So here both adsorption as well as absorption will be taken place. So this process is called sorption. So what is sorption? Both adsorption as well as absorption takes place simultaneously. So this is called sorption. Another one example is dye particle can get adsorbed as well as absorbed in the cotton fiber.